Well, welcome to Jamie and to Anna and to Kelly. It's a delight to have you all here virtually.
It's a delight to be here virtually.
So today is our Raise the Curtain Day, which is part of the reason why I'm talking to you. We have a wonderful event coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. It's our premiere event. It's called Northern Skylights, A Decade of Delight. And it's going to include footage from the park shows from the last 10 years. So yeah, it's going to be a really cool thing. So part of the reason I wanted to interview you guys is because of your having played sisters in Dad's Season Tickets last fall. And I have to say, you guys have the distinction now of being the first group of actors ever to perform in our new theater, ahead of me, who's been with this company forever. So why don't you talk to me a little bit about that experience, just to, the creative process of being in that show, and then also how you bonded as sisters through the portrayal of the Kosinskis? Kosinskis.
Kosinskis, yeah.
We're going to talk more about them later too.
What was it like to perform in the theater for the first time? It was wonderful. It was my first production with Northern Sky ever. I had done some workshops with you guys, and I had so much fun doing those. And so I was so excited to do Dad's Season Tickets with you guys. And it was just sort of, I've never been in like a new space like that before. So there was construction workers working while we were getting ready and rehearsing, and it was just so surreal, but it all came together. And it was I think it helped us all actually bond a little bit, to be like, ooh, we're kind of, it's all happening while we're rehearsing. And it was really great. It was really fun.
Yeah, and I was there earlier that summer. I had gotten up into Door County in May, and so I had seen like it in the middle of the process, and it was essentially just bones, and it was incredible when we got to August, and it was this beautiful space that we got to be in a show there and be the first one there was really incredible, and to also originate these really fun roles in this really awesome show.
Agreed. It was such a beautiful space, but it was also surreal. Being backstage and running from getting off stage and then having to run around to the front or vice versa, and sometimes almost colliding with construction workers who were still finishing up wiring and dealing with the HVAC system. And so it was just a crazy time, but
I have a question for you guys. One of the things that we decided to do with the new theater space, for a number of reasons, was to have a soft curtain between the men's and women's dressing rooms, as opposed to a hard wall and separate spaces. And we did it for practicality so that we could remove that curtain and use that room for other purposes. But we also really wanted the communal experience while still being able to have, privacy, obviously, for dressing. So had you guys been in a situation where you had co-ed dressing rooms, in essence, before? And how did you find that experience?
It was, we jokingly called it the Ray and Chase variety hour, because it was like that hour before the show was just nonstop jokes from the two of them. And it was like, well, here we go. We're getting our warm-up here.
And I think it was actually nice because it helps build, not like, obviously you come in a little bit warmed up, but it sort of revved up that ensemble feel. We had that whole half hour, like obviously there was the curtain, but you can hear each other, and it sort of just let us all kind of sink in and kind of click in with each other right before we got to do this marathon show. So I actually thought it was super cool, and I like Kelly, I don't think I've had that experience like since maybe like doing shows in school, I think maybe.
Yeah. It's a really long time.
Yeah. But it was great. I liked it.
Oh, good. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, as well as that special event that I mentioned that's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, we also have been running an auction all week, and that auction is continuing today, and it goes all the way until 8:15 tonight after the performance. And all three of you are offering auction items, and I'd love to just talk to each of you about that. So why don't we start with you, Jamie, and tell us what your auction item is, and if you have a show and tell, feel free to do that too.
Yeah, so what I decided to work on was a sort of art print of sorts. And it's all art that's based off of the lyrics from Dad's Season Tickets. It's made with watercolor and paint and markers. And so I have an example here.
So
and it's
good.
a little
Hold it up
9 by 12.
Hold it up real close.
I want
What
that
does
one.
it say?
So this one says, "Oh baby, I love you more than football."
Oh,
And we got some pom-poms and a little whistle because during that scene, us lovely referees in the back are shaking our pom-poms. And I just thought that would be a really cute print.
It is.
adorable. That's
Yeah.
great.
I have 5 other ones too that are all based off of lyrics from Dad's Season Tickets.
Oh, that's wonderful, Jamie. I love that.
Thanks.
Anna, what are you offering for an auction item?
I am offering little embroidered posters. Jamie actually got me super into embroidery during the run of Dad's Season Tickets. I had never done it before. And I just, on a whim, decided, like, what if I did this on paper? And I started doing it. And here's an example of one. It's actually a Door County scene,
Oh,
the Door County cherry picking scene. And you can kind of see the texture of where the
you
embroidery
sure
is.
can.
But,
Beautiful.
yeah, I have 2 Door County ones, but I'm offering 5 in total. And I
That
thought
is fantastic.
yeah, they're kind of cool, right?
I think they're
They're
beautiful.
really cool. They're really
Yeah.
cool. I love that they're, that both of your items are tied into, to your experiences in Door County. I think that's fantastic.
Totally.
And Kelly Doherty, what are you offering for the auction?
I believe it's called Drinks with Doherty. It's an experience where it's gonna be really good. So Drinks with Doherty. So hopefully we will whoever wins this item, we will set this up over Zoom or FaceTime where we will get together virtually. Beforehand, we'll decide on a menu item that they want to create together. We'll cook or bake something together. And I'll figure out what the ingredients are, let them know, and then basically we will get together over Zoom or FaceTime, and we will have some cocktails while we're baking or cooking, and we'll just get to talk and chill and hang out while we're cooking, and then enjoy a little meal together, all virtually, because that's how our life is right now.
Yeah. Oh, those are wonderful. Thank you guys for participating in that. It's just, I
Our
love,
pleasure.
one of the things, we've always had an auction that's been tied in with Raise the Curtain. And of course, when we were in person, there were a lot of gift items and, donations for whatnot. And we decided this time around that we really wanted it to be artist centric. And we reached out to everybody and everybody jumped in just with enthusiasm. So I just think it's a really cool auction, and I'm really glad you guys are part of it. And thanks for doing that.
Oh, our
You
pleasure.
bet.
So another auction item that involves the 3 of you is game night with the Kosinskis. And so it's the 3 Kosinski sisters plus Dad, right? Who is,
Yes.
of course, played by Ray Jivoff. So the 4 of you with the host, Sean Galligan, who is our assistant stage manager extraordinaire. Sean is going to coordinate this event, and the highest bidder for this, their family will consult with Sean. They'll pick out the game, and Sean will help them to maneuver the platform, and then you guys are going to bring it on and have game night against the winning family. How fun will that be?
That's going to be great.
We are very competitive.
You're
They're going
competitive?
to have knowledge of the game before we do, so they're going to have a little head up, right?
Oh, that could
I
be
guess
fun
if
if we don't know what game we're playing. Yeah. I'm
Are you
all-
scared?
Oh, no.
No way.
My
Kosinski
team always
power.
wins. No.
You got this.
I have a feeling you guys will be fairly formidable. Just my guess.
We are fierce. It's true. It's very
Yep.
true.
Well, here's one thing I want to share with all of you. One of my favorite moments of Dad's Season Tickets, which weirdly, I loved watching all of you on stage. You guys are utterly amazing. And it was so fun co-directing the show with Molly, and just the whole thing was just a blast. it's just another, Northern Sky experience for me that goes in the long list of really stellar experiences. And that's in large part because of you guys as cast members, frankly. So at any rate, there was a moment for me when I was walking around on the stage, and I hadn't been able to get a real glimpse of Lisa Schlenker's work. And I walked over by the stair and I saw the picture of the three girls. And then of course I realized it was really you guys as three little girls. I think it's just one of the most priceless, beautiful set pieces that the audience has no clue about. But you guys knew it was there. You guys got those pictures. You guys gave them to Lisa. And I just thought it was lovely, just lovely.
There was, as we're singing, there's this beautiful sisters trio that happens near the end for those of you who have seen it or haven't seen it. And we start singing about Jamie's character as a little girl. And it was timed, and Neen Rock, our production stage manager, and also props mistress extraordinaire, put together this photo album and had it laid out in such a way that as we were singing about and talking about these things, that's the photos that we were coming across. So when we first see Cordy in the book, or we start singing about her in the song, we would turn that page and then there's just full of pictures of baby Jamie. It's just so adorable.
That's so cute. Lovely.
Oh, it was so great. One of my favorites is her in like full Packer cheerleader outfit, which is just so quality. It was so wonderful. And it was like that first time that we actually had that book with everyone's pictures in it was really, I mean, you can't make that up. It's so great.
I understand that you guys during the run of that show had a bunch of bonding experiences. Who wants to tell us about that?
Anna does.
Oh,
or Jamie.
Hit it off.
So me and Anna lived in the same house for the duration of the fall run. And so already we were bonding just by living together. But at least once a week, we would all hang out at the house and watch horrible movies and eat and do face masks.
Oh, we watched some bad movies, man. Oh,
why wasn't I invited?
It was a sisters' night. There was a lot of sisters' nights, for sure.
Nights.
But for me, it was just a good excuse to have Kelly make me good food sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, because Kelly is quite the cook extraordinaire. I think we made pizza one time, right? That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did. We made pizza from scratch. It was delicious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we just had a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
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 You talked a little bit about what your first experience was with Northern Sky. I'm just interested to hear what Northern Sky means to you and what you hope it continues to mean to you.
Northern Sky to me means family, first and foremost, and it's not the family that you're born into, but it's a family that I've chosen. I know my very first summer there, it was a little scary. I was away from home for 4 months and I hadn't done that before. And to be accepted so readily by not only by everyone in the company, but the volunteers and audience members who just were so quick to embrace and welcome me. And it's just an experience like no other that I've had. I've worked for a lot of other companies that I enjoy working for, but it's just, you just can't even compare the experiences. It was my first summer up there, and I had one of the many volunteers had friended me on Facebook, lovely woman, and I had just put out on Facebook, like I am wont to do. I just said, I want some cookies. That was all I put on Facebook. And the next day I show up in the dressing room and she had made me cookies and had someone put them in the dressing room for me. Like, I think she'd known me for all of like a month at that point, but just like, that was just what she did. And that's something that's always stuck with me. It was just amazing and wonderful. I don't know. That's Northern Sky.
Yeah. Jamie?
Yeah, so like Kelly said, it was an incredible experience to come to Northern Sky for the first time and not really knowing what to expect. and just being welcomed so fully by the people in the theater and by the people in the community. And what I love about Northern Sky is that we're telling stories of the people around us, the people that we know, and the history of the people that we know. And I think it's just really important that we're able to see ourselves and to see our family on stage. And it was just an awesome experience being able to take that all in and to be a part of it. And then to also just go off to Bargains Unlimited, and then there's people there who have seen the shows, and they're just so happy to meet me, which is something I've never experienced before. And I'm so appreciative of it.
Oh, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
Anna Cline, you want to weigh in?
Absolutely. I would just like to echo what Kelly said and Jamie said too, and just that, you know, it was my first time, and it was so unbelievably welcoming right off the bat. There wasn't really any like trying to like get it fit in, or I was just immediately accepted, and it really did feel like a little family. And it was great to know that we were going to do good work. Like everyone wanted to do a really good job, and wanted to do a good job for the show and the audience and the whole theater, and still have a good time and still have so much fun. And I think that's really what Northern Sky is all about, is good quality stuff and still have so much joy and so much fun thrown into it.
Well, you guys were tremendous sports for taking that question off the cuff like that, and I love you. I love you for being so honest, and also for just taking a leap of faith on that question. So, yeah. Well, I want to thank Anna Cline and Kelly Doherty and Jamie Mercado for joining us for this Raise the Curtain interview. You guys are delightful. You're charming. You're lovely. I can't wait to be back together again, to see you, to hug you, and to have a good laugh and, you know, celebrate Northern Sky in the flesh.
Yes.
Us too.
Oh, thank you. Bye.